Listen, if there's only one thing you need to know about American politics, is that the Republican Party only cares about the Epstein billionaire class. That's right, folks. The only constituency the Republican Party cares about is the Epstein billionaire class. They do not care whether or not you live in a red state or a blue state. They don't care what color your skin is. The only thing they care about are their Epstein billionaire donors, the people that really run the show. You don't run the show. Your voice doesn't matter. Only the voice of the billionaires. Only the desire of the billionaires. And guess what the billionaires don't want? They don't want social programs funded. They don't want our tax dollars to go into anything meaningful that will help American people. No, 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 no. They want corporate subsidies for them to the tunes of billions of dollars a year, funded by you and me. They want to get rid of every social program they possibly can so that Americans will die and Americans will be compliant like good little doggies and work for whatever dog crap pay that they have to and work whatever dog crap job they have to get by. That is what the Epstein billionaire class wants. Here you have Secretary Brooke Rollins, Agricultural Secretary under Donald Trump, bragging on X about the amount of people they're kicking off of SNAP. 4.3 million off SNAP and counting. They're gleefully celebrating. They hate you. They hate you. They don't care whether or not you're white or black. Of course, if you're black, they want to hurt you more, but they don't care. The only color they care about is green. They only care about the money. And they don't want any money going towards good things that will help American people. But you know what they do want? More money for war. Always money for war. This is America, baby. War is the biggest business. They don't want to fund SNAP, but do they want to fund a war in Iran, an illegal offensive war that nobody asked for? Hell yeah, they do. First 60 days, $72 billion. $72 billion with a B. Wouldn't be surprised it ends up costing more. You want to know what else they like? They like tax cuts. They like tax cuts for the Epstein billionaire class. And folks, the Republican Party is lying to you when they say that tax cuts to billionaires and to the corporations will benefit the people that have to work for a living, the people that have to pay more in taxes compared to them. Here we have, courtesy of the Institute on Taxation and Economic Policy, check this out. More than 70% of the net tax cuts will go to the richest fifth of Americans in 2026. Only 10% will go to the middle fifth. Less than 1% will go to the poorest fifth. The richest 5% alone receive 45% of net tax cuts next year. The richest 1% of Americans will receive an average net tax cut of $66,000, many times more than an average tax cut received by other income groups. Okay. The richest 1% of Americans will receive a total of $117 billion in net tax cuts in 2026. The middle 20% of taxpayers on an income scale, a group that has 20 times the number of taxpayers as richest 1%, receive less than half that much, $53 billion in net tax cuts that year. That's crazy. That's crazy. How come people that are making less are paying more in taxes than the people that have freaking billions and billions of dollars? Make it make sense. And it doesn't make sense because you and I live in a sick society that benefits the Epstein billionaire class overwhelmingly. The $117 billion net tax cuts going to the richest 1% next year will exceed the amount going to the entire bottom 60% of taxpayers, about $77 billion. Yeah, remember the tariffs? Remember the trade war that Trump is doing all over again because he's a freaking buffoon? Yeah, the effects of President Trump's tariff policies alone offset most of the tax cuts for the bottom 80%. Yeah, so the little amount of tax cuts that we would have gotten is washed. It is a wash by the stupid trade war that Trump decided to do, that the Republican Party has to support him in every single way. Absolutely absurd. For the love of God, stop voting for the fascist Republican Party that is destroying America, that is destroying American democracy, that quite frankly hates you, that wants you to die. Stop voting for these people, man. Democratize enterprise.